Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we are going back to Cross Point. I have been buying up vehicles from them for the last 3 weeks or so, and yesterday was auction day and I purchased 3 vehicles. I am starting this video here, not at Cross Point, because historically it's been very windy at Cross Point. And I don't know, I figured it'd be easier to start here, and then, you know, once we're inside the warehouses at Cross Point, we're gonna start looking at the vehicles. So let's get started. See you guys at Cross Point. We made it to Cross Point and going to find the first truck. Got Pops with me today. Surprisingly, it's not windy. It's actually super calm here, but we have been getting dumped with rain, and then, you know, it's like this where it's okay, and then literally dumped with rain and back and forth. And I might see my first vehicle. It's that F250, more or less work truck, but it is a diesel, but it's only rear wheel drive. So that's the downside of that truck. If that's mine, I think it is, but we'll see. But I did drive it. It does run very well, and I hope it will make it to the lot, because you can't, you know, how far can I go at the auction? So yes. 2006. Where's our VIN? Let's see the VIN. 4967. This is mine. So hopefully it'll start, because the hood is kind of popped open. It did start yesterday. Let's hear the beautiful sound of a diesel with the glow plugs warm up. Oh yeah, I remember now. We are low on fuel, but she started. And there were no warning lights yesterday. So what do we have? Tow package, bed liner, long bed, extended cab, and we have manual windows, but we do have, is it a power seat? Yeah, it looks like a power seat that doesn't work. So this is the first one that's going to the lot, and I'm gonna pull it out. Take a look. I mean, she purrs, runs really well. We're gonna stop by Fred Meyer, which is not far from here, put like $20 of diesel fuel in it, and then head to the lot. So let's get this thing pulled out. I only need to go like half a mile, if that, up a hill to get some diesel in this thing. So hopefully we'll make it. If not, now we got an adventure situation on our hands. But it's purring. You know, there's people that don't like the 6.0 Ford. A lot of issues, blah, but honestly, I've done very well with them, and I haven't had any major issues with them, so continue buying them. I know there's people out there that love them. The only downside I would say for this truck as a work truck is it's not 4x4, which price will reflect that, so I'm not necessarily worried.
A few moments later.
Looks like we have made it, but we do need the pump number 6, the one in front of this F-150. But yeah, so far, I mean, this thing is running great. Let's see, what's our mileage? 188, 3, whatever. Let's clear that so we see how many miles we put on it. 5,700 engine hours, 188,000 miles. Let's see how much fuel I get for 20 bucks. Anyway, $3.59 a gallon. Gotta love the Ford steering wobble though. Man, these trucks. I got 5.5 gallons of fuel. Turned on the ignition and it's still telling me low fuel, so we might have a problem with the gauge. Oh boy. Okay, it could be that it's an older truck, and by the time the fuel kind of goes through and it, you know, goes up, so I'll keep an eye on it. But at the very least, we have 5.5 gallons of fuel in this thing, so I'm not worried about it. It's just another story to explain to the customer, potentially. So we'll see. But heading out to the lot, so far, I mean, I have heat through the vents. I don't anticipate any issues, but we never know. We are just about to start moving again. I want to show you guys how smooth this thing switches gears. So far mechanically, it seems like this is a really good runner. There's our second gear, there's third, we've slowed down. Even like under a little bit harder acceleration, there's no jerking, there's no kicking, there's nothing. So I think this truck might be listed for sale today. It's not super filthy dirty. It has a few areas that could use, you know, a touch up, but it's a work truck, and it will kind of make its way down the line to get detailed if it's not sold before, you know, the time comes. But so far, very happy. See you guys at the lot.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
6.0 made it. Shifts good, runs good, no check engine lights on. The fuel actually kept like it would raise and then it would fall, so twice I got the notification that fuel low, but then it would kind of like go up on its own. And yeah, anyways, not gonna fix it. It's not an expensive truck, it's not a new truck, it's not a perfect truck, it's a work truck. So I will honestly even try to get it prepared and listed for sale today, but we will see. The lot is locked up, heading back to Mannheim for car number 2. And by Mannheim, of course, I mean Cross Point, not Mannheim. We're not going to Mannheim, we're going back to Cross Point.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Round number 2, back at Cross Point. And 2 of these cars should be in here. It's a lot darker now. Sorry guys if the focus is struggling. So I was gonna save the more or less best for last, which is an E46 BMW M3, but it has a cut-up roof. So we're actually gonna find it right now and take a better look at it and decide what we're gonna do with it. So if the M3 has not been moved, nope, it has not been. There she is. So this is the, I guess, cherry purchase from yesterday. But here's the problem that we have, which honestly is actually not that bad. For some reason, when I looked at it yesterday, it seemed worse. But I feel like I could patch this up. I know there's patches specifically made for this. So what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 cuts. So because, oh, there's another one dead, just found. Because my R8 is inside my garage, I don't have a place to put this, and with this weather that we are having, I am afraid of the car essentially water getting inside the cabin, because this is actually a pretty nice example. 113,000 miles. My winning bid for this car was 9 grand. It books for 17 with some change, so I did really well with it. I drove it, it runs great mechanically. I did put the top down, it works, but then when coming up, almost like a latch got stuck here, so I had to, like, you know, manually prop it up, and then it finished closing up on its own. I'm gonna show you guys. It's silver over black, and it's an SMG transmission. The only light it had on the dash was what was it? A traction control light. Which, I mean, that's down the road to figure out. More or less mechanically, it runs good, it shifts good. So this was more or less the cherry on top. The last vehicle I was gonna pull out, but I'm thinking might want to keep it here until maybe tomorrow, or I don't know. Today's Thursday, so maybe even Monday-ish. Get what I need to get, like the patch up stuff, and take care of it. I don't know, because if water gets in, you know, that's another problem. Yeah. I do want to show you guys one car though. I was gonna bid on it yesterday. Here is an Infiniti for those of you who likes these cars and know anything about these cars. It's a 2013, 80,000 miles, slightly lowered, aftermarket wheels. They're niche. It has aftermarket drilled rotors, calipers, and so on and so forth. But what makes it special is that it's a 6-speed manual, which is actually extremely rare for these cars. It also has an exhaust that's not obnoxious. Beautiful example. I just wanted to ask you guys, we'll show you the car and then ask you, how much would you pay for that? Because I personally, I was thinking maybe 10, 12 grand. But sold for like 17 and a half, which to me is shocking. I mean, I'm sure somebody will buy it because it's such a nice specialty car, but I ain't the buyer for that. There it is in the R lane where it's not supposed to be, and it's unbelievably dark in here. But this should be my little Tiguan, and I hope it will start on its own. There we go, she purrs. We just checked the oil. It will need an oil change, but the level was totally fine. But listen to that, she purrs. It's a nice color, front wheel drive, nothing special, no leather. But I've had a few of these. I like them. They take a little bit longer to sell, but I do sell them. I make good money on them. I mean, they're like almost perfect teenage girl car, and these things are kind of low maintenance. I mean, it's a Volkswagen. For the money, you're not gonna really find anything like crazy nice. So is that my brakes? It didn't sound like my brakes, sounded like an echo, but I don't know. Well, this one I think will be no issues to get to the lot. Yeah, it wasn't my brakes. So I am anticipating a good return to the lot on this thing.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Very happy to report that the Volkswagen made it with no issues. Runs really well, shifts good, turbo makes good boost. I mean, you feel it. It's actually like very alive and kind of fun. Yeah, I think it just needs a detail, oil change, new rear windshield wiper or rear wiper blade, and this thing is ready to rock and roll to its next owner. Happy with it, happy with the truck, not happy with this rain. So talking about rain, BMW is gonna have to wait until tomorrow or another day, because with this rain coming down, and from what they've been telling us last few days, is in the afternoon it's gonna get worse, and it's gonna be inches of rain over the next day or two. So I'm not gonna pick up the M3 right now. I'll pick it up in a few days, tomorrow or whenever, because even driving like this is gonna collect so much water. I mean, even on the freeway, all the cars are moving. There's so much moisture in the air. I don't want to compromise anything, so M3 is staying at the auction for now. And yeah, I'll pick it up another day. So for now, we're gonna take a pause. I'll order, you know, whatever parts I need for the Tiguan. I'm actually not even gonna list the Ford for sale. I mean, it's 2:30, but it is so dark outside that I'm afraid it's not gonna look super good on pictures. So I'll just do other things that I need to do, and then probably tomorrow morning, hopefully in better lighting, weather conditions, I'll take pictures and Ford will be for sale. But taking a pause here right now, we will resume. We'll see when we resume.
Several days later.
Today is Saturday, first day in a series of days where it's actually not raining and it's fairly dry. So we are back at Cross Point trying to pick up the M3, and hopefully all goes well with no issues. So let's find it again. Well, there it is. So let's jump in, get this thing pulled out nice and easy. All right, well, that's new. Battery alternator. So this might not be an easy and fun trip, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go, reverse. Alrighty, so BMW got pulled out. Oh, I even have heat already. Dang, that's quick. And the battery light went away. So who knows, maybe someone at the auction left the door cracked open, I don't know. But so far, think we are aces. So nice and easy. This car is going to my parents' house because they have space in their garage, because at my house I have the R8, which will hopefully be on its 4 wheels with no issues today, but that's another video. So yeah, slowly but surely heading to my parents' house, and hopefully this thing will make it with no issues. Few mile update for you guys. We are on the freeway, doing comfortable speeds. There's, you know, like convertible things, you know, more wind noise, a little bit more rattles and whatnot, and it has nothing to do against the car. It's just, you know, back in the day they weren't as perfected as they are today. So honestly, this thing is running really well. I feel very minor, like out of balance on the tires, but again, like 5%, 10% is just, I've been around cars so much that I notice even the tiniest things. Like I could have a passenger and I'll ask them if they feel anything, and then when I point it out, then they feel it, but before that they don't. But it's just my things. I'm very, I guess, particular in that sense. But it's running great. Temperature is dead center. Yeah, the light didn't come back on. Oil temp is also great. So I think we're gonna make it to my parents' house with no issues. The part that's really throwing me off with this car is like the whole manual but automatic feel. Watch this delay. There it goes. It's like someone is literally switching gears in there, probably a few little monkeys or something. But honestly, aside from that, I mean, it's just different, and that's how these SMG transmissions are. It runs really well. So we are almost at my parents' house. We'll do a quick walk around where it's not in a warehouse, and then park it inside the garage until I could start working on the roof. There it is. So I'm looking, tires are in great shape. I actually really like these wheels. Don't think they're factory, but I think it's a really nice replica. Oh, Freeman Motor Company at one point, I sold there. So yeah, the only thing is just a few of these, and thankfully they're actually not that big. Patch them up, and we'll see. This was the last pickup from the vehicles I purchased. So I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys' support. As always, let me know what your opinions are of the purchases. Yeah, I just want to hear from you guys. If you're not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing. I'll see you guys in another video.